morning. How is everybody? Welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by Because Bitcoin. Happy Wednesday, September 27th, 2023. I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy, of course. We are not joined by the usual cast and crew today because we are joined by actually a brand new team member, Jackus. So welcome, Jackus, Matt,
Yo.
Tucker, and Dr. Will's outlook to the panel today. Happy to have everybody on. But yeah, no, Jackus, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. If you wanted to say something, I'll give you the chance.
I didn't want to cut you either. I just wanted to say hello and just happy to be here. It's great. Go on, man.
All right. Yeah, no, so, I'll just give a little brief overview of the market, and then we can go ahead and dive right in. Yes, no. So we have. I was looking at Bitcoin earlier, right, and we do have a little bit of a BART going on. We had another pump driven by perps. It was actually initiated by a little bit of a spot bid. You can check the spot CVD on some order flow analysis, right? And you can kind of see that spot did kind of kickstart the move. But as soon as, we got to the highs, even before that, spot was already beginning to diverge from perps, which continued to add throughout. So I guess the question is, is this one of those situations where we BART through support? Or is this, just kind of continued chop and grind, a la 2019? We've seen price action like this before in the illiquid stance, but still holding 26K, holding 25K. I know the panel is split, of course, on how that will resolve. With the VIX and the dollar at decision points, I did kind of want to talk about that because I do feel as though, and I said this on the GigaChad call yesterday and this morning, I feel that these two tickers are probably what are driving the market right now from a pure liquidity and positioning standpoint. It's when people get offside the most, shorting volatility and shorting the dollar, as well as just kind of the natural pressure on liquidity and debt that the dollar moving like this will have. You can see some turmoil start to happen in equity markets, but so far, 4270, that's a pretty hot level for the S&P. It's holding thus far. Does it hold into Friday? I think that's a big question mark for me. But I think, we've also been presented with a fairly straightforward trade here, right? In the sense that you do have the VIX and the dollar at key inflection points. The VIX is at the August high. The dollar is trying to break high time frame market structure here and rip to the upside. And then simultaneously, you have legacy markets at a key daily level for daily market structure. If they break them, they'll probably fall a lot farther. And same for Bitcoin, right? I think Bitcoin's 26K region is the equivalent for equities being basically at 4270, 4300. And we essentially just kind of front ran that move in probably more aggressive fashion on Bitcoin about 6 weeks ago. So, yeah, no, I think it's decision time for markets here into October, right? And it's rare that this is one of the first times in a long time, I feel like, that we've had correlation across so many different markets provide confluence that actually was relevant and mattered. And that has played out over the course of this week. I think it's still up in the air as far as, is this the extent of the downtrend, or do we potentially bottom here, go sideways, or maybe even move towards new yearly highs into Q4? But yeah, no, we got a stack panel today. Welcome again, Jackus. We can lead with anybody. That's what we usually do. But I think today we should start with you. I'd love to get your outlook on the market. Specifically kind of how you're viewing all of these correlations as they sit at inflection points.
Sure, man. Let's get to it. Max, can you see my screen?
It's loading.
We weren't prepared. you caught me on surprise.
Wait, there we go. All right, we're looking good.
Good.
Yeah. So this is the one we've been discussing just an hour ago, which is crazy, right? Or maybe like 2 or something. Like it was trading right around here when we were discussing this. And I was saying earlier, guys, I'm not getting excited by these moves inside of these ranges. I was saying that this could very easily be just a stop run above these weekend highs, and we just closed the inefficiency on the daily, retested the range high. But overall, there's this downtrend, and mainly I'm looking at this daily demand zone, which I expected still to get tagged, and it actually makes a nice selling pressure down here. So anyone that was long or just got long or were FOMOing here, where is their stop? It's right here, and they'll be selling. Shit, you guys hear me?
Yeah,
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 you're
we
good.
can hear you.
What, apologies. So all these guys will be selling directly into the daily demand zone, which is also nicely confluent with the weekly support. And I just view, like, I don't really care about any of this. Basically, I'm mainly looking at this daily demand zone for the bounce, and this needs to be held. If it's lost, then I would look for lower targets below this low. Then we would be looking like something like here, but let's leave that for another day. I think though what's very interesting right now is, and it's very overlooked, but is the DeFi index, that's on Binance, and I think this is really interesting. That wasn't mentioned yet, but we basically tagged this all-time low made on November 2020. And we've been in this falling wedge, sort of. I don't really care about it, but the thing is, it was pretty well respected, and we broke above it, and that wasn't still for me like enough. We retested, but for me it was breaking above this level, 511 or so, and we are just doing that. This is showing pretty good strengths in the DeFi index, and there is still in my opinion maybe like this last resistance to beat, but if so, I could see this quickly reversing and going for this for these highs, or like generally in this
Curve
area.
is in trouble then, Tucker. Curve is in trouble if that thing breaks out.
In deep trouble.
Yeah. Curves included there in the index too. There is
Yeah.
stuff like Maker. There is all these KNC and all these tokens. So I think again, what could possibly happen is that the DeFi index stays strong. BTC maybe retest this. It's not really any big deal here, and just it's basically just 1%. Like, this is probably the crazy part, that the market got so boring and so squeezed that we are just getting super excited about all these micro moves here. I think that's something to consider. I do like the scariness of this drop though. Yeah, I'll leave it to you guys now and then catch up on what you guys say.
No,
I,
thanks.
I had to throw up the welcome Mr. Casey banner. It simply had to be done. We saw Evan come in here hot. Evan's the comment scalper. He's our chief comment scalper, man. He's giving out entries live while we're on show. Deserving of a big welcome. Also, Mr. Spread, welcome, man. Happy to see you're here. But yeah, Jagus, I like that level. I'm gonna take off this banner at the bottom. Now it's distracting me. now I'm getting distracted by it. But I do like that daily demand level, and there's also a 4-hour imbalance, like right in the middle of that 4-hour FVG. I've had that level marked out on my chart. Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, so I think that if we dipped into it, we'd probably go a little deeper than just like the very top. Yeah, something like right in there. I like that level. Yeah, give or take somewhere around there. And we actually saw something similar on Ethereum, which is why I had that level marked out. If you look at the 4-hour imbalance on ETH that was formed that same day, September 11th, you'll see the reaction that ETH had out of that 4-hour imbalance. Now, granted, we're kind of selling off now a little bit, but I think that Bitcoin will at least temporarily hold up there and should probably react a little bit. So I guess time will tell. Yeah, it's ugly price action. It's very, very ugly. It's arguably a scalper's dream, but unless you're trading like the 1 to 5 minute chart, this is just pretty unbearable price action. Look at that thing. It's just so much OI came in overnight. Like Tommy mentioned, there was a spot bid, but yeah, I mean, we're just seeing a lot of puking right now. So we'll see if it recovers. But yeah, basically, I'd be looking on Bitcoin for something like ETH did down there, how it dipped into that September 11th low that was formed.
Yeah, I would be surprised if ETH doesn't now go for this low at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's just like, yeah, once again, pay attention, guys, to BNB, because as I was saying, this is either a reaccumulation or it's a deviation, and in the middle, it's just chop. So don't get excited on the down moves or up moves until we get either a reclaim or breakdown, in my opinion.
Yeah, BNB is just Tucker. You're on mute, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you reclaim 220, that starts looking pretty bullish, and I like your targets there, Jackus. So yeah, that would be a nice bull setup if you get above 220 again.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I think so. That there is really not much holding us. If we reclaim 220, and I was saying that I'm not sure if I was saying, I've been saying it for many weeks now, maybe like the entire month or so, and I was saying that just don't get excited. It's nice to see some strengths from BTC here and there, but don't get excited until BNB really reclaims 220. So it's, in my opinion, good to have more confluences than just looking at one chart like BTC. And yeah, if we reclaim it, and there's the if, of course, then we would probably start filling this week, and then there is really nothing stopping us from higher prices, in my opinion.
So what if BNB starts to roll over here, Jackus? Where do you think it goes?
I don't really see any support lower anymore. On the weekly, we've already tagged all these stops here, and the next one is probably the wick. And I think if that happens, we are possibly looking at. I think either this is a deviation, or then there is the deviation down here. And if that happens, it probably takes BTC with it below 25Ks to like 23, 22.
BNB to me looks like MKR during its spring of 2021 bull run.
Yeah.
Where it just kind of held up and was suspended, and then eventually it gave out and bled lower. But
so I have a pretty interesting setup here. We got
Go
time for a minute.
Go for it, Will.
I don't know how to steal screens,
Well,
unfortunately.
if you want it, you got to steal it, man. You have to steal it.
All right, where's the steal the screen button? I can't find it.
It's a secret. It's a secret. I can't tell you. You have to figure it out.
So I wanted to kind of cover inflows, and then I wanted to run into the charts really quick. But if you run through inflows across the board, there's really not a lot. I mean, it's really funny because all the money's going into ETH if you look across the board, man. And outside of ETH, if it's Binance chain, though, you know where the money's going, right? It's not going to ETH, it's going to BNB. So it's really interesting move here on a lot of these markets. But again, volume still driving the ETH on a lot of these, even these side chains. Arguably, like even Arbitrum, their own chain, is getting dominated by ETH. Man, I don't know. It almost feels like ETH's the Ponzi, right? If you look at everything across the board. ZK Sync, volume. This is USD. That's actually pretty interesting. Avalanche, we're going to come over here, look at volume. And you could tell which platforms are probably funneling money into their own token, because when you go on their chain, their token's the top one, right? But if you go across the board on ones that are being honest, Ethereum's the top one on volume. There's your Soul and stuff like that. So I just want to kind of point that out. It's kind of interesting. It's like all the money is flowing into the chain specific token. It's not flowing to these alts. It's not flowing to anything else. So Ethereum's being floated. Soul's being floated by Soul. Avalanche being floated by Avalanche. Arbitrum is floating Ethereum. Polygon is floating Ethereum. They're not floating themselves. They're all pushing Ethereum. So all these chains are kind of funneling Ethereum, more or less. All the layer 2s are funneling the layer 1. And then BSC obviously is supporting itself. You already know how that works. So BNB is right there. And it makes me wonder what kind of happens behind that black box that nobody pays attention to. But I wanted to kind of get into the charts a little bit. I just found that kind of interesting for money flow. So just so people can kind of see, like, we're not getting a lot of inflow unless it's inflow to specific layers. But if we go to this one right here specifically, I found this really interesting because we have the gold move, right? And this is our Bitcoin move. Now, I wanted to point this out. Into the pop off of 2021, this right here for gold was like right here, right? That was your high. That was where gold took off. That's where the market freaked out after the freak out. And this was actually your move into your secular uptrend, right? And then after that secular uptrend, right over here, as you got that second opportunity to get out, that was your second top right here. And then over here, again, right as we get almost to the top right there, that's your third move right there. So as we're getting up to the top, that's our third move.
Wait, you think that wick was legit then on Bitcoin?
No, I was just gonna mean the wick, but I just want to pull.
Okay. I was gonna say, I don't know, man. We might have to debate that point. I don't know if that was legit.
The wick. Yeah, I was gonna
fill the wick. Eventually we'll fill the wick. But what did it wick up to? Was that like 120?
137, bro. 137.
Did any?
Are
no
you
one
on the
got filled on
Binance
that,
US again?
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh.
Why?
No one got filled, right? That was just a scam wick. Like no one actually got filled at 130K, right?
I hope not. I hope nobody had buys up there.
How epic! We would have seen a tweet about
Maybe
it, man. If somebody
sells.
sold a Bitcoin for 130K, we would have seen a tweet. There's no
Unless
way,
they didn't want to be known.
bro.
Is it-
I would
is
want to
it-
be known.
Has it happened on like a 1 minute candle, or was it? At
They've
least-
Binance has scam wick down, and it has been filled in the past.
Will, what time frame did that wick on? Was it like an hour or was it like a 1
Yeah.
second?
Bro, it had to have been like a really low time frame.
Is the replay button for it? No. Go on the
You
daily.
replay.
Exactly. Go on the daily.
You know where the replay button is, Will?
Yeah.
No, you don't. Up top. Yeah.
Yeah,
There you
no, I
go.
got it. Don't worry.
Exactly.
You missed it. Just a little.
It's fine. I'm just gonna zoom in right here, and I'm gonna drop it down.
You can still go back on the bottom.
Oh, look at that's the 1 hour.
Yeah.
That's the 50.
So-
It had to have happened like a 1 minute candle.
Yeah, no one got
Yeah,
filled on that,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's the 15 minute, and it was still there, so it had to have been really low time frame.
Can you imagine? I'd be so euphoric if I sold a Bitcoin for 130K.
You will.
I will be, yeah, right?
Well, the point I wanted to kind of get to, and yes, I'm at a high time frame. I get it. All right. I wanted to correlate kind of what these tops on gold is kind of signified, right? So again, I think it's you got your beginning of your uptrend, you got your top, right? You got your either top or beginning of an uptrend. And arguably we can argue nuances here, but this is your monthly, right? And if you're going off monthly, your higher lows. Come over here, this is your weekly. And if we're going off weekly, falling channel into a breakout, right? And then this is your daily. Or actually, no, this chart is jacked. Hold on. Wrong chart. Let me go to this one. This one will be more confluent. Remove. All right. Now we'll go weekly here. So we're going to do something similar right here. I'll be quick about it. So right here, top. Right here, top. And right here is your third top. So that's your third top right there. So again, this one right here was a pullback into a rip. This one right here was a rip into a rundown. This one right here, where we just topped, right? We just topped right here. Now we're starting to roll back again. Arguably, we could be looking at a decent pullback, right? Could be looking at something like right around in here, 24 to 23. I think 23 makes sense for your hold right here. But I would say this with gold. My biggest thing with gold is you got a triple top, right? A triple top is not something you want to see. So like,
Wait,
does
Will, look at Bitcoin again. So on the monthly, you got stochastic flipping and RSI expanding under 50.
Mm-hmm. But
That's not good.
stochastic can stay elevated.
No, I
That's
know.
That's the thing. So like, if we look like here, I'll show you on the BLX real quick because I think this one's kind of important. But let me finish this and I'll show you kind of what I mean by this because I do have this drawn out on the BLX. So I think this is triple topped. If we were to invert this right here and we were to go like that, that would be bullish, right? That would be bullish. You would think at that point that that's
I don't know if
holding
that'd be bullish. I don't want.
a triple bottom. I would take as
That looks like
strong
they're trying to
support.
hammer it. They're trying to hammer a breakdown, and this
They
could
are.
potentially roll over.
I don't think it's bullish either, unless it breaks the March. Well, in this case, high because it's inverted.
Yep.
Then unless it breaks that, it's just a bearish retest.
So when I say bullish, I mean this thing is coming back up.
No, it's not, bro. We're not going to see $1,400 an ounce gold.
I'm telling you, man. Like, look, we're gonna start right here. We've already broken support. We've already, or we can call
Well,
it
if that
resistance.
happens, then Bitcoin's going to see a new low.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
We've already broken resistance.
Well,
here.
you can't have both, man. You can't have $1,400 an ounce gold
Exactly.
and Bitcoin holding 22K.
They're not as correlated as people think. Again.
Oh, boy.
Oh, those
We
are
got a
fighting
teammate
words
named
for
Jackass
Jackass,
who-
man.
Hold on. Look, I'm gonna explain. Look,
All right,
uptrend.
hold up.
Hold on. Let me cook.
Let him cook.
Yeah.
There it is.
Uptrend, downtrend, and then again, we're moving out of that downtrend, move back into an uptrend, and we're moving back into a downtrend. That's two different directions for gold on each peak.
All right, well, now I gotta let Jackass show his screen because I
1,
know
2,
he's got
3.
something to say to you. I know he has
No,
something to say.
but no, it's
But
good. No, listen. First, it's absolutely good if we challenge our ideas, and it's good that we constantly keep challenging our ideas because that's where we learn, right? And I like if there is something else, Will, you want to add, then go for it. Don't feel
Yeah, no,
bad
I wanted to
or
get into
anything.
the oil trade, right? Because
Go for it.
oil's very similar. I would actually say oil's more correlated here. Because if you look at oil's one, right? You got your one. It's basically in the same spot. Oil ripped about the same time Bitcoin ripped, right here. And then we come over here to the two again, right here, right? Oil topped about the same time Bitcoin topped right here, right? And then we come over here to three, and again, Bitcoin and oil had a little bit of a decorrelation right here. So now we got price kind of pulling back, but does this pullback come back up, right? And if oil is leading Bitcoin, and we say that that's the case here, then I would say Bitcoin moves up with oil because it's indicated this now 1, 2, 3 times. It's correlated. This correlation only plays if it plays though, and if this correlation plays again, I would say oil is more correlated to Bitcoin as far as directionality, and we can even look at the same thing here for the dollar, right? And almost done. Hold on. Right here's $1. That's your low, right? And this is actually what gave me the indication that Bitcoin was screwed. This is your dollar low. And then over here, right? We wouldn't even go there. Really, it was kind of like right in here because you broke above your W, right? You got your down, up, down. You got your breakout right here. And then this was like your second chance to get out right here. That was your second opportunity. And then after that second opportunity, it was rip, 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 rip. And that was your drop, 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 right? And now arguably we see dollar kind of wheedling down. And then we saw Bitcoin kind of top and then round. And then now we're kind of here. Dollar's all the way up here. How much higher does dollar go? I would say dollar goes to maybe like right here. And then dollar rejects there. And then Bitcoin pulls into this move maybe a little bit more. Kind of like what Jackson was saying this morning, maybe that 24, 23. And then pulls out. Again, following oil, which I think is going to continue to break out with it, right? And dollar basically breaking down against that move. So that, again, that's just my thesis on this. Like it took me a little while to kind of break this out and look at it, but because there's two moves happening here against the three tops, it makes me think directionality can change for.
Can you flip gold back right side up just so we can? Okay, yeah, real quick.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. And guys, real quick before we continue to talk about Bitcoin and gold and oil, if you guys are enjoying the stream, please consider smashing that thumbs up button. It really helps the channel grow, really helps the show gain traction. Thank you guys so much for being here on your Wednesday, September 27th, after Bitcoin just completed its third BART in this range. What a fun phenomenon that we get to witness together. Please consider hitting that thumbs up and helping boost the channel. Right now, we are at 18 likes on the video. It's a little weak, guys. It's a little weak today. Now we're at 19. We're slowly climbing. The TP for live likes is always 30. And then, of course, on reruns, we well exceed that. But if we could get to 30 likes today, that would be fantastic. So if you have not liked the video yet, please consider quickly hitting that thumbs up button for us. Thank you guys so much.
So,
all right, Will, are you still cooking, or are we gonna let Jack?
Just one more
cook. One more entree.
This is just going to Tucker because me and Tucker just had this conversation. Whenever Bitcoin is at its high, it can stay elevated the entire time. Look, high, elevation the whole time, right? Whenever Bitcoin is at its low, it stays at its low, right? Low, and then it starts to go high. This is how you can tell when volume's picking up on Bitcoin, right? And then from there, it's pretty much just up only. And you can see,
let me go real quick. Those are bull markets. Check pre-halving years.
Well, hold on. I'm going to show you the same pattern play every single time. Same thing right here. Look, Bitcoin's low. Bitcoin's low.
What happened in 2019 after we flipped the stochastic?
We're talking about it right now. Look,
it was completely over.
Well, I think Will has a point here with the cycle, like where we are in the cycle. I think that's undisputable. That it's basically like 2000, like the beginning of 2016 or something like that. But
16.
Like just when the stochastic, if we wanna like, it's pretty much undisputable that cycle-wise, like time-wise, and so on, we are after the bottom of 2015, and we just had that first real monthly impulse higher. But like, we still need to keep in mind that each cycle, we cannot just look at it and say, just because stochastic did this and it did this in 2015, that means it's going to be the same, because that's not how people should look at it. I think where it's beneficiary is if we look at it and understand that, like, hey, we are around this time of the cycle, but then we have to understand that each cycle has its own conditions, macro conditions and market condition, like currently we have all these regulation and stuff, and we all have we have our own TA currently, our own important levels like 25k and so on. So I think that needs to be considered each cycle, because these cycles are similar, but each of them have their own uniqueness too.
Yeah. I mean, if you look here at
And-
19, if I were to look at this like this, I would say it's like that. But the reality is it did come back and retest the lows.
So Will,
Right,
I
exactly.
totally I agree with this chart. Like we will look back on sub 30k Bitcoin and it will be deemed as the accumulation phase of a lifetime.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
doubt.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
What I want to touch on though is you had gold going to $1,400 an ounce. So I don't think that I mean if Bitcoin goes to 10k, I don't know if this is the accumulation phase of a lifetime because that's significantly lower than our range high. So I want to dive into that gold BTC chart because I don't think you can have this as a mass accumulation phase on Bitcoin and gold having a pullback that substantial over that many months.
Well, go. I don't think it's going to be straight down. I think it will take time, and that's the lowest possibility I think that gold could go.
But that's
right?
even worse if it takes time. I feel like we would want a flash crash to get it over with so that Bitcoin can run up.
We could pull back
gold
and
has
bounce,
a
and then
prolonged bleed for 6 to 12 months. I mean, that'd be terrible for Bitcoin, arguably.
I mean,
Guys,
go ahead.
May I steal
Jackass.
the show because I gotta just for 10 minutes because then I have exactly 13 minutes. Then I gotta leave for the football practice. So I'll address few of the topics you mentioned, Will, and try to, as a sort of father of this commodities EM analysis, I'll try to address few of those because I've been observing it for more than a year since I've discovered it. Well, first of all, just a small touch on what Crypto Ocho said in the chat. He said, if we close the bearish engulfing candle on the H4, I'm shorting BTC to all hell. And I just want to remind that
Oh,
apologies.
we lost you, Jackass.
Yeah.
Oh, we got you. Okay.
Okay, so the new headphones are on the way, so that will be no issue soon. I want to remind that on the daily we are approaching this heavy demand level, and so if you and this is what we've been discussing, guys. Discussing a few moments earlier, that they want you to keep your focus on H1, H4. And then you see this H4 candle and you will be shorting like hell, and you will be shorting right into the daily demand. So be careful on that.
Which could rip against you very easily.
Which could rip against you very easily. So this is something I've noticed in the comments and something I've been discussing on the Discord a bit earlier. Goose said, let him cook. Anyways, addressing the issue. So let me just get rid of these. So you said that oil is leading Bitcoin, and I disagree. I think it's BTC leading oil, and silver.
That could be the case too. I could agree with that.
No, that is the case.
Oh, let him cook.
I'll let you cook. Go ahead.
But I will explain why. I don't mean to be rude. Okay, sometimes it may sound that way, but I don't mean it. Okay, so obviously it's undeniable that during the COVID and so on, these two ran together. But the thing is that with the EM analysis, people cannot do that. They're gonna look at day-to-day correlation and say, okay, today something's going up. That means all other things must be going up. It doesn't work that way. Each asset has its own problems, its own issues, and its own TA levels that it will respect. They will move together on the higher time frame. And what you wanna see is, and sometimes one asset is gonna reach a level, and then it will wait there until all the others, approach that level or similar one. and I'll address that on the chart. So we had this upside, and then oil kept going up this long because obviously it needed to break the structure. that's obvious. But also there was the since February there was the Russia-Ukraine war. So that was the issue for oil because that was a macro thing. And then what was already happening on other assets is that they topped and they were already going down. And what was happening is that oil was catching up on all those assets later on, and it had this down move. So what you really want to see is only these three moves: the up move, the bear market, and the up move. And this is what you want to see. Okay. So with this, I'm saying that oil was just now catching up on BTC, and I think that oil is gonna see this pullback too that we are seeing. By the way,
I can see that too. That's my thoughts also, because you do have a resistance on that left candle,
yes,
which is your top end.
I'm not sure I will be able. Like we've been talking about this, but I'm not sure I have the time to mention that. But I know what you're talking about. Like this is a heavy resistance, and I think we should
Exactly.
go back. Anyways, just so that I complete these understandings. So if I go on, let me try, for example, silver, right? Okay. Just clean it, right? So as you can see, silver was the first one that pumped here. But what did it do after? BTC was still trading at 11K. And at that point, we could say, if we look at it like this is how the chart looked back then. And what we could have said is, and by the way, I think also this correlation of BTC with other commodities is becoming increasingly, like it's increasing the correlation, the ratio, with each passing day. And anyways, so if we look back at silver right here, it already pumped, it had its big move, and it broken way above, pre-COVID high, which is right here. So it was basically as if, BTC was trading around this level on silver. And silver at the time, I'm not sure I can put two replay modes on. No, I'm not. Yeah, maybe I am. Wait. Good. So at the time, silver was already trading this high, and BTC wasn't. And at the time, we could say, hey, silver is just, the correlation is not correct, but it is. But we need to understand that these intermarket correlations, they just take time sometimes. And what happens later on? Oh shit.
Yeah, in English, it would just be leading and lagging. Yeah, no, I completely agree on the silver play, and that's just because commodities benefit from inflation. Inflation was obvious that it was coming, and so you saw silver and probably other commodities move first, and then Bitcoin also benefits from inflation, so it will move second.
Yeah, and then, for example, what we see here with on the weekly now is that it had a deviation with FTX, which was completely unexpected event. But we see that the commodities were already rising prior to it, just like BTC. Then FTX came, small absorption for a month or two to create a sentiment, but then BTC catches up. And if you look at these two moves from the beginning of the year, they are basically the same. The rise, drop during March, then the March banking crisis, impulsive move higher, and we see that in both. But then obviously they sort of differ. Like silver didn't make the new high, but what happens here is I don't have a clean chart. Is this sort of range here, right? We have the same between 31 to 25Ks. So we need to focus on the levels on BTC too, but at the same time understand that simply what will not happen is that silver, for example, makes new lows and BTC makes new highs, or vice versa. It simply won't work like that.
I agree.
And then you were addressing gold. I think that had a I don't really have a clean chart.
Jack, I can show you how to keep those drawings.
Yeah,
Like, you know how to do that?
I don't, but I've seen you do it, and I wanted to ask about it. So we do that
I'm gonna
later.
show you how to do it. Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. I think if you look at it, so gold also made like prior, post. So it was already rallying higher earlier, but then it had the drop, and this is for another discussion when people ask me like if there is a like if there is the recession coming in equities, doesn't that mean that commodities are gonna drop too? And then this is what happened to gold during COVID, because it was already in a uptrend and it just respected its levels, by the way. But we also had this sell-off with gold, and then gold bottomed around the same area just like silver, and then it went up, and look at the correlation now, just the same, just went upwards. Then there was the sell-off prior to March, and in March, banking crisis, there's the impulsive lag, and since then it's sort of selling, but they have very unique structure, each asset, but also kind of similar if you zoom out. And what you want to see is these impulsive moves. So you had the one since October, then the drop, then the upside, and then sell-off. And I think what potentially happens is that gold retests this level,
That
and
was the
then
first one I was watching too.
yeah, and then this is like what can happen, in my opinion, is you want to look at this really strong level and then understand it can come here, retest this one, and then just heads higher. And I think if that's the case, what can happen is that BTC indeed does break maybe to like 22K, but then what probably happens is this.
CME gap, baby. I want the CME.
Possible, Max. But keep in mind though that it doesn't.
There's a lot of confluence on that wick candle.
I know.
Yeah, it can
I
hold
know.
there very easily.
I hate gaps, man. I hate gaps.
I think this is heavy demand zone.
Same here. Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm ready if we just front run it and go higher.
I like how he points out the body of the candle there, Max. It's a very good indication of that demand.
Well, this is the 2 week. You use the monthly. It's way different.
Here we go. Let me pull up the 6 months so I can show you 3 candles on Bitcoin.
Can we go higher? Can we look at like a 3-year chart, maybe?
3 year, yeah, you get one
Good alpha in that.
Actually,
yeah.
You know what? Go higher. Throw it on like the 2 year.
Yeah, Will wants it as high as you can go, man.
No,
the
higher.
least signal
go
possible.
Higher.
Yeah.
I
There you
No,
go.
higher than 12.
That's
Just
a beautiful chart. Yeah,
clean
beautiful.
bear market.
Look,
clean
just buy
rate,
Bitcoin. It's easy. All right.
You know what
Just
is
buy
interesting
Bitcoin.
about that chart is how it's like bull market, one red candle, bull market, one red candle, bull market, one red candle.
Yeah. Hey, where are we
That
at?
is actually interesting.
Where are we at? We're
So
past the red candle.
Will, I came up with that. You didn't just you. What do you mean? You're presenting?
No,
it to
I
me
was
like
I was
you just
playing
told
into
me
your
that.
thesis. I was playing into your thesis.
right,
That's
all
all.
right.
All right.
what's interesting though is that on the 6 months chart we just had this.
You always make fun of me for looking for every bullish scenario. That's why I brought that up.
You do though. You do. I could say anything bullish, and you'd be like, "See, I told you."
Yeah, and anyways guys, I gotta run, so I hoped I clarified a few things with the EM analysis.
No, I like it, Jackus. I mean, I'm glad that you brought that up. I do think there is correlation in certain areas for sure. 100% do. And I think that's a great conversation piece, because now instead of me thinking they don't correlate, maybe now it's more leading lagging, right?
Exactly.
And I think your silver conversation tracks better than the gold though. I really do. And that's just because silver tracks commodities better, in my opinion.
For sure. And so like here I put the gold. I'll try to put the logger. Okay, there's this fucking wick. So like what I'm trying to show here is that we see that both gold, if you look at it, then we see that these tops are at different times, but we can see also that fuck, I really would need a different. Okay, let me put it like this.
We see that oil is extremely volatile. That's what we see.
Thinks we're funny.
Yeah, and I would have to.
We're funny.
Put the scaling together, and here we see that oil bottomed slightly earlier, in front of gold, but like then we see like this is what you want to see with these correlations is that shit, do I have the okay, so sort of same scaling. What you want to see is this one, this commodity cycle, and in that commodity cycle you see both oil and both gold, but they don't exactly go same. You see this big drop in the middle, and here you don't really see it. So you have to still pay attention to levels of the certain asset, but then understand that they will be moving together in the overall.
So, like on a bigger scale, if you're not a trader, buy an opportunity of a lifetime. If you are a trader, it's a great opportunity for some volatility.
If you are a trader, CME gap on Bitcoin.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll leave you guys here and have a good rest of the session. See ya.
You too, Jackus. Thank you.
Thanks, Jackus. See ya. All right,
It
Tucker,
had to
you
be
had
taken.
some.
It
I
had
could
to
tell
be
you
stolen.
wanted to say something, man.
Tucker had the bear charts already set up.
It's time to
I
let
know
Tucker
I
cook.
had to push back on the stochastic and RSI. Will I had to because it's even more bearish than 2019, man. Look at RSI. Like when you had the stochastic cross, you were able to come back and retest and then go up, right? You're already under the 50. You're literally already under the 50. Like if this thing does roll over, this is expanding to the downside. You're at least getting that. This drop was 40% from the flip. That's 17K. Like I don't think we're getting 17K, Tucker, but this is bearish.
I don't think that's not a possibility. I don't.
Yeah.
I'll definitely tell you that. I don't think that's not a possibility. But I am saying, like, if people are not traders, this is the range, right? It could be here, it could be lower. But like this is the range.
For sure. But yeah, this is ominous, man. With the RSI where it's at. Like if we were up here, I'd feel better about it because we could retest the 50. But
yeah,
we're sitting underneath it. Like it's just
I think low 20s is just inevitable. It's not if, but more when. And when that plays out, it'll be the buying opportunity of a lifetime. And I think 99% of people will not take that opportunity. That's kind of the thing.
No, they probably won't. You're right. Yeah, man. But dude, I don't know. The VIX, the dollar, the euro, they all look primed, man.
Well, oil too, but I showed you oil. It's kind of weird, but inflation actually benefits Bitcoin. I think a lot of people don't recognize that enough. It's a benefit to Bitcoin. It's a benefit to any risk asset because more inflation means more opportunity. More opportunity just means more risk. Whereas disinflation draws risk assets down in a big way.
It depends on what the Fed's doing about
that too. That too. I will admit that. Yeah. If we're sitting in a high interest rate environment with inflation ramping up, that could actually be very dangerous, right? In that case,
yeah, if we have high inflation we have high inflation and
high
somewhat
interest
rising
rates.
and high interest rates, and if you throw rising unemployment in there with slow growth, see you later.
Yeah, the markets at that point can just completely nuke.
Yeah, that would not be good. But yeah, I don't know, man. What do you think about equities here?
I think SPY is at that hold, man. I'm telling you, that falling channel is playing. I think if you just draw that out there and just, if it breaks that channel, you're screwed. You're going down a lot further than what people think. I would just draw a line off the lows of those bottoms. Yeah. And then if you draw a channel into the bottom of that channel,
what?
And then
From
draw
that
a channel
direction.
of the channel on top of the other channel.
No, bro. We ain't going
Channel
that far.
mania.
There you go. Yeah. And just take that, all the way in.
And by the way, I like your bigger channel more than that small channel. I think the small one's going to break. I think you're actually going to deviate below the big channel and scare everybody and then maybe reclaim. I think that'd be pretty cool.
It could, but the big one's held. That's kind of the thing here.
Have we touched it yet on this drive down?
No, we still got a little bit. I think 4,200, something like that, 4,250.
So my levels, by the way, I really want the 200-day SMA.
Yeah,
you have that. That's a really hot level. That's
we
the
are
CTA shove spot.
The bull market's band though.
Yeah, you've lost
That's
that.
tough. That's not a good look.
You are shoving just a little bit below the high over there on the left, though. Right before the flip, right on the bull div high. So, like, you are deviating right now as we speak. I will say that.
So that's the level I want, Will. So that's why I want that deviation below the channel. I want that 200-day SMA tagged, just like it did for the August 2022 high. I want the inverse of that. See that August 2022 high?
That could be your spot.
And Tucker, mark out the August 2022 high with a red arrow.
What if they come up and meet higher?
Yeah. See, I want the inverse of that. You don't have to draw a line. I just meant see how you drew a green arrow where we're gonna bid.
I see.
Just kind of, just to indicate.
Yeah,
it's a hot level, man.
No, I mean it is level. It is, Max. But like, I want to point out one thing, and this is where I got screwed up a lot when I first started trading. Is this plays right? The 200 always plays, but the issue with the 200 is, does it play here or does it play higher? They could always bounce this up and roll back into it later. That's always the thing, and that's the hard part to judge is when do they touch. You could take the touch play, right? If that's higher or lower, but I'm just telling you, like, it could be higher. You know what I'm saying?
If we're taking the bodies, Will, if we're taking the bodies, that's
because all they got to do is drive price a little bit higher, and then they'll
I hear you, but what you're saying is, like, just because it's a hot level doesn't mean we have to get there. I mean, we certainly don't have to, but I think if we did get there, it would be a good opportunity. That's all.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I think there's even more confluence. There's even more confluence. I might have to steal the screen and show you because I don't want to have to boss Tucker around too much. I'm going to steal this real quick, and then we're going to pop back to Tucker. Okay, so there's just so much confluence here. So from range high to low of last year, so all-time high to low of last year, the 50 fib or the mid-range is right here at 4150. On top of that, we've got our 200-day SMA in red. We've got the 2023 VWAP and the entire range point of control. All basically from right here to right here. So I'm just saying it doesn't have to get tagged, but there's a lot of confluence for us to hit that green box, which we still haven't hit yet. So what's more important, the channel or everything that I have on my chart? Well, I would argue the channel is a little bit more subjective. The channel, can you draw from the wicks? Can you draw it from the bodies? I don't know. There's no subjectivity to what I have drawn here. None, like zero. They printed where they printed. Where do I want to draw a channel? I don't know. Do I want to choose this wick? We're at it, right? Do I want to go from the body? right here and then go from, that wick? Like how do you determine
No,
where it's
I
most
would.
valid? It's
You,
subjective. This is not subjective. So
it,
that's
it,
why I'm leaning a little bit more into horizontals and higher time frame moving averages and high time frame point of controls, because I can't manipulate them to paint any picture other than what it prints itself. So
no, channels and I would arguably say channels and patterns should play within the pattern or within the channel. Anytime you deviate out, it invalidates. And if you were to go wick to wick, which is what I would do, because in a channel or in a pattern, you want to keep all price trapped within. Then the second you break out of that, it then invalidates the move, right? And so arguably, I would say wick to wick would be your entire move, top to bottom, and you need all price to be
yeah, but
remain
see,
within
then it
that
depends
channel.
on how you want to count the wick, Will, because this wick down here, I remember this day specifically.
Doesn't matter.
This
Doesn't matter the
no,
reason.
no. Hang on, it does matter. This wick happened pre-market. This didn't print. This didn't print during open hours, man. This was early morning. So
It's
I'm just
still
saying,
there.
where are you charting it? Are you going to chart it on SPY? Are you charting it on S&P 500 futures? I'm just saying that's the subject. I'm not saying channels don't work. I'm just saying I don't think that they're as reliable as horizontals or higher time frame volume profile level.
100%. Horizontals rule everything, 100%. But I will say this: with that 200 day, they could very easily run the high, come back, meet that 200 day, and then come back to that 0.5 later, and then break down. And that's what I think is going to occur here. I don't think we're going to meet that 0.5. I think we're going to bounce kind of in the range of where we are. We're going to start that uptrend that we've been talking about. We're going to move back to the highs, and we're going to, because I think you touch that 0.5, you're going down. I don't think you retest that breakout.
I don't. I think you retouch the 0.5 and it's a beautiful retest of weekly support. So
it's too obvious. It's too obvious of a move.
Nah, it's not. It's not. Let me show you. It's not too obvious.
I mean, to me, it is. If I were to take
obvious.
a move, it would be off of the support, not your support.
I'll buy your stop loss then. That's fine. Look at this.
My stop loss.
I know you like your weekly levels.
It would be below.
This is the hottest weekly level on the chart right here, man.
All right, so draw a line off your body candle high up there.
This?
Oh, yep. So what do you do if price pulls back above that and doesn't come down to meet your 0.5?
I would probably view it as something like this. Let me modify this quick. I'd probably view it as something like this, and we'd probably go up.
Okay.
This is your shove spot. We're getting close, but I'm just saying I think we could still move down lower. That's all I'm saying is I've got levels starting 1.6 all the way down to like 2.5, 2.6, 2.7% lower than where we're at currently. It doesn't mean we have to get there, but I'm just saying, like, remove this. All right, this is the hottest level on the chart right here, man. This horizontal line, this is arguably a deviation, in my opinion. You look at this.
I would say that's what we're doing right now. We're deviating below the range.
This is such a hot level, and it's right here. It's not that far away, right? Like, I don't know if you're advocating that we actually, like, it's a high probability that we front run the 200-day SMA and this weekly level, or if you're just pointing out that it can happen. I can't tell.
I'm
taking a strong stance that you think it actually won't get there?
I think if we were to throw percentages, I think it's a 60% chance it doesn't touch. 40% chance it does, which is still a high probability.
You want to bet a steak dinner on it?
I think it's going to touch. I think it's going to touch, put in a complacency shoulder, and then roll over.
Max, I don't know if that PO.
Well, you think it's going to
roll
over?
I don't think so.
I think it's going to touch it. I think it's going to bounce for like a week or two, and then it's going to roll over really hard.
And then just go what? Revisit the lows?
I'm not going to commit to that, but
This is what
Max,
Tommy wants right
if we
here.
bounce from around here, then I think the sell in 2 or 3
Oh,
weeks.
too
could-
big.
Tommy, I need some commitment here. All
Too
right.
This
big
is
of
what
a
Tommy
bomb.
wants right here.
I need some commitment.
No, I'll
Tommy.
show you what Tommy wants, and it's the real PO3 Max.
I think I know.
Boom.
Wait, is that what Tommy wants or is that what Lance wants?
Ooh.
That's land. There's
Bro,
your PO3.
If that happened though, this would be the biggest, like it would be the biggest
Imagine.
W you've ever seen in your life.
I don't think that's happening, Tucker. I don't think that's
there's
happening.
your PO3.
Nah, bro. Now,
Tucker,
now
I'll show you the PO3. Hold up. Let me cook. Okay. I
All
got
right, let's see it.
your
Let's see it.
PO3, man. Hold up.
after
You're gonna
seeing that
love this
chart,
one.
I think Tucker needs to go to rehab.
I
Go
just
ahead.
want to say, if the VIX rejects off a 21 and we get a pullback into a lower or into a higher low, hold on to your butts.
Hold on to your-
Nah, bro.
Tucker,
Because
I'm gonna show you the PO3, man.
look,
I'm
Tommy,
gonna show you
All right,
the
let's see it.
PO3.
Hang
if
on.
if
Let me
oil hits
pull it.
150 a barrel, I'll get on board with your thesis.
Max.
I'm talking
There's
about
your
VIX, not
PO3.
oil.
That
I'm
is
telling you, if
propaganda.
oil hits 150 a barrel, I'll agree with you.
There's your
That
there's
is
your
That's,
PO3.
that's my
Tucker.
validation.
Yeah. Let me cook.
No, you already
we
got
go.
you're in the
We'll take out the
manipulation
COVID
right now.
lows, man.
Does anybody know rehabilitation facility for bears?
Yeah, there's a
They don't.
nature preserve right by my house, man. We'll
Go outside and touch grass. That's the
Wilderness.
Will, do you want to bet a steak dinner that we don't touch the 200 day? Because you said 60% probability we don't. That's pretty
it's
good.
not a
Look
high
over.
enough, man. I need an 80 usually to bet something.
Well,
like
when you
that.
come to
See,
Kansas
he's
City,
scared,
man, you're
man.
gonna be
he's
cooking
scared.
up.
I know
my
I'm not
diet.
gonna lie, man. I'll even throw it at a 50-50. I'm just telling you, like, I think it's too close of a percentage to say it will or it
Bro.
won't.
Scared.
Scared.
Talking all that trash, but won't bet me a steak dinner on it. Come on, Will.
Man,
We'll find out real soon. And
I know what's gonna happen here. Look,
I'm gonna
look,
see you in Missouri very soon here.
look. Tommy's gonna win the bet, and then you're gonna push your steak dinner off on me that you're gonna have to pay Tommy, and then I'm about to buy Tommy's steak dinner.
You know what we
that's-
call that, Will? You know what we call that?
He's trying to hedge. That's what he's trying to
Derivatives.
do. He's trying to hedge his steak dinner with a steak dinner.
Derivatives.
Listen. I already have one steak dinner locked in. Tommy's buying me an 85 days ribeye prepared medium rare, seared to perfection, with sides for days. Every side that I can possibly imagine, and a flight. Basic economy, but a flight.
Extra leg room or no extra leg room?
Will this bet you're gonna have to buy me the 64-ounce tomahawk, man. Tomahawk for 3. And I'm gonna eat the whole thing, and I'm gonna take the bone home for my German Shepherd.
Tomahawks are so good.
Yes, they are.
They are.
Can't wait till Max is buying me one.
That's what we had in Miami, right? We had that tomahawk.
Yeah.
No, Will, you were at the NFT party, brother. You,
Did I miss it?
yeah,
No, I went to no NFT party. Oh
Yeah,
no,
you were.
no.
yeah, you
it
We
were.
went to the pandas party.
Yeah, it was me, Wobby, and we went to the panda
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
And we were chomping down on a tomahawk.
I didn't know people
That
were
was an
going to get
insane
tomahawks.
meal, man. Do you remember
That
them? I got
was.
pictures of it. Let me find it quick. Maybe we could pull it up, man. Let me
Oh,
I got pictures of it.
That
Was
one
that in-
place we went to was
Ribeye.
pretty good, where they had like I forget what it was called, but where we stopped down there in the strip, whatever, and we went to eat. What was that? Do you remember that, Max? Where we went to eat that one time? I think it was just you, me, and Wobby, maybe.
What did we eat?
It was down by the mall and stuff over there by the. Where
Oh,
they were
dude,
having
I
the
got the
event.
pictures. Hold
You
on.
got
How do
the
I get these
pictures?
on screen quickly, man? I want to do a little slideshow.
Man, I got one.
Hang on. I'm going to text you all these pictures. I'm going to see how we can get these up. Man, these look so good. This is the meal.
Oh, I got it, Max. I got it.
I got it.
Yeah, look at that thing, man.
Oh my
Look at
god.
Look at that meal.
Oh man, I think
Bro.
I got more.
I just texted you a bunch, man. I took a bunch
Oh,
of pictures.
these?
Do you remember
Look-
the gnocchi? Oh man,
Yeah,
Look at that
wait.
skinny beer.
Here's the here's this.
You making fun of my
These
beer, man?
empanada things.
You making fun of my beer?
He got the light version of this beer.
Where's
Oh, that looks homemade, bro. That looks pretty good.
oh, you remember the this one? The
Sorry, guys.
cauliflower?
oh yeah, the
We're turning it into
cauliflower
the
was
new Food
insane.
Network.
Oh man. I don't know if I have the
Insane.
gnocchi though. Where's it?
I
Did you send it?
I texted it to you. Just give it a second. It's trying to
Is-
send right now.
Is that like a tomato soup with cauliflower?
It's like cauliflower and then like a shallow
All right,
layer.
check the text, man. You should have it. I just sent you some pictures. And there's one of all of us at the restaurant too. I think the
Well,
server
this-
took it.
This is
We're
the
gonna start losing
content that our
viewers to them
people-
getting hungry.
This
No,
is
the
the
viewers are
content they
climbing,
didn't
man.
know they needed.
They want to see the gnocchi, man.
Wait, I don't know.
Check your text.
I want to see it now, and I need to go, but I gotta wait.
I remember this gnocchi, man. It was
Yeah, there it is.
it
I
was
got 'em.
life changing.
Oh man.
I'm about to go get a burrito now.
Well, how many burritos do you eat per week? Over under?
Bro, it's protein,
Oh,
man.
the
It's
image is
all
too
protein. I'm like, just stack it with carne asada and let's go.
Wait, hang on. Let me share entire screen.
I don't eat the
Boom.
unhealthy stuff, man. I eat
Look
the healthy
at
stuff.
that
Oh my
gnocchi,
gosh.
man.
Look at that, man.
Oh,
Look at
Insane.
that. Jesus Christ.
Bro, look at that steak.
Insane.
It's like over there melting itself.
What else? What else we got? Oh,
Show,
yeah.
That steak should have been a little thicker. Oh yeah. Oh
yeah, that was real, man. That happened. That got
oh
devoured.
man.
That happened. Hang on. Let me find another one.
I wish I
I
didn't.
sent
go
you
to
all the
Panda's
pictures I
party.
had from that night. It was like 8.
We ate a lot of good places though in my over there in Miami.
That was the
Went to a ton of
cauliflower
good places.
destruction.
I mean that place that Wabi took us was really good. It's just really
Yeah,
expensive.
the Cuban place. That was
Yeah.
delicious.
It was like $30 a plate, but
But
man,
we
the
had it
food
at
was
like
so
midnight.
good.
We literally went
It
there
was
at midnight.
Colombian.
Oh, was
Yeah.
it Colombian?
No, actually, I think what wasn't it like $50 a plate or something like that. It was
Yeah, it was a
really
lot.
crazy
It was
price.
a lot.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, dude.
Look at that
Bro.
thing.
I feel like I'm having a heart attack just looking at that.
Yeah, man, it was
Getting the meat
fantastic meal.
sweats. Ooh,
Yeah.
nothing better than meat
Wow.
sweats.
It's over.
Casey's getting hungry.
Oh man, how many viewers did we lose on that? Or we gained some?
None, man. They're chilling. We got 30 hanging out. We were at 34 when we started, man. They only left because they had to go get a breakfast burrito, Will.
There you go, man. Look, I'm gonna send you guys the burrito, okay? Because you guys just don't get it, man.
Where's
Anybody-
the burrito spot, Will? Where do you get it from?
There's this place down the street. It does like homemade burritos, and then another one I like to go to is Roberto's because they do it fresh.
Oh, Will, I'm gonna be in Vegas in like November. My buddies.
Oh, hit
we're
me
going
up.
we're going to a Raiders game or something, but yeah, definitely hitting you up.
Yeah, I'll take you to
And
some.
we're getting
places, bro.
breakfast burritos.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro, there's this place down in Vegas. I'll take you there. They have like this. They have like the Mexican corn, but no cob. They put it in a cup with like the butter and the cheese, and oh my gosh, it's so good. And you get beers, like free beer with it.
Look at Evan, man. Evan's on
Evan's
Grubhub.
on Grubhub right now. Oh,
All right, let's do this. This is time to wrap it up, man. But before we go, thanks for bearing with us as we went a trip down memory lane.
Doing
Guys,
what
I'm
with
gonna
us?
I'm going to put something across the bottom of the screen, guys. We have a really awesome Discord. Use the code below, Twitter BB, for 1 month free. The link to sign up to the Discord and our premium is in the description. It should be the first link there. It's really awesome. Again, you get 1 month for free. Evan already joined, man. Evan's in there. We want to get the rest of you guys in there. 1 month free. Help support us. Help support your trading journey. We share our positions and additional premium analysis that we save just for Discord. We do over an hour a day of live voice calls where we can talk with you guys, talk about what we're seeing in the markets. Everything's pre-recorded, or I guess recorded at the same time. So if you miss it live, you get that extra hour of content from all of us every day. And now we have Jackus in there. Jackus is officially a part of the team. We'll be making that announcement later on Twitter. So yeah, guys, check that out. Code TwitterBB for 1 month free. Pretty cool, pretty awesome Discord. But anyways, Tommy, are you available to take us out, man? Or is something I should do?
I am. Yeah. No, my my mom's cat has just been meowing every like 10 seconds. So it's been hard to find like windows to really speak. But yeah, no, I can take us out, guys. Like Max said, check out that Discord if you haven't already. You do get 1 month free, and we've been crushing the markets. So can't recommend that enough. But y'all have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we will be back tomorrow. Thanks again.